The topic given to them is, can drones effectively combat illegal activities like poaching and smuggling? Okay, this is the topic given to you. Now you guys first introduce yourself, introduce the panel members, and then start your discussion.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Bashira from degree final year.
Hi everyone, this is Gayatri from degree second year.
My name is Balaji from D2.
Good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Mohan Krishna, I am from degree second year.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Vardhan. I am from D3.
Good afternoon everyone. My name is Sai. I am from
Good afternoon everyone. I'm Dirja from D1.
A warm greetings to everyone. I'm Tejasvi Indu and I belong to D1.
Good afternoon everybody. I'm Reshma from D1.
Good afternoon to everyone. Beulah from D1.
Good afternoon to all present here. This is Neha from degree final year. So let's start with a quote given by National Geographic magazine. Unmanned drones, an emblem of modern war and now a tool of modern conservation, can stop poachers before they strike by providing live video feeds that reveal their locations. I'm excited to be part of today's panel discussion where we explore a question that highlights the intersection of technology, security, and conservation. Can drones effectively combat illegal activities like poaching and smuggling? Illegal poaching threatens wildlife population, while smuggling undermines economies and endangers public safety. Traditional methods of monitoring of vast and remote areas are both costly and limited. This is where drones come into play. With their ability to cover large areas, capture images, and provide real-time surveillance, drones have emerged as a potential game changer. But do they truly offer a sustainable and effective solution? In today's discussion, we will dive into the benefits, challenges, and real-world applications of drones in tackling these illegal activities. We will also consider ethical concerns, technological limitations, and the future of drone-assisted enforcement. I look forward to hearing diverse perspectives from my fellow panelists and engaging in a thought-provoking conversation with all of you. Thank you.
Drones are not a gadget, they are a tool for change. Drones have become invaluable in reducing illegal activities by providing rapid, wide area surveillance and real-time intelligence. In anti-poaching operations, for instance, drones equipped with high-resolution cameras and thermal imaging can monitor vast and inaccessible wildlife reserves. Their mere presence can detect poachers. Studies have shown significant drones in poaching incidents when drones are actively patrolling. And when a threat is detected, they quickly relay information to the ground rangers who can respond immediately. Similarly, in the fight against smuggling, drones offer a means to cover extensive border areas, coastlines, or even prison perimeters, where traditional methods might be too slow. By integrating with ground sensors and automated tracking systems, drones help law enforcement identify and intercept suspicious activity. This multi-layer approach not only disrupts smuggling of contraband but also forces criminal networks to reconsider their methods due to the heightened risk of detection. Overall, the combination of deterrence, real-time monitoring, and enhanced coordination makes drones a powerful tool in curbing both poaching and smuggling, helping to protect biodiversity and secure public safety while also being a cost-effective, scalable solution for agencies around the world.
Once again, good afternoon everyone. I am agreeing with him what he said. But drones are not that much effective for combating illegal activities. One of the biggest challenges is the drone battery life. Any drone can fly only for 30 minutes or 60 minutes only. Before they need rechargeable batteries or replacement batteries. So my question is, what if it can happen, and what if it can fail during any missions?
There are drones which has battery backup or capacity to fly even for 24 hours. There are unmanned aerial vehicles which has capacity to fly or do surveillance for almost 24 hours also. Reserve your questions for last. We will have question and answer session in the last.
There are There are multiple drones operation in the same areas using automated handover system, improving the battery life and the flight duration using high capacity batteries and solar powered drones.
I have another question. Uh, can drone combat in extreme weather conditions?
We can operate
Only
with
he has an answer for all of your questions. How possible, sir? Okay, continue.
we can operate with the weatherproof designs that can withstand a strong winds, rains and extreme temperature. Using artificial intelligence, we can predict the weather conditions, and we can replace the weather resulted drones. And examples are free fly Altex. The drone handle the strong winds and high temperature. And another example is Parrot Amphi, that designed by USA for extreme weather conditions in military border areas.
So, on extreme weather conditions also, you say drones are possible. If needed, artificial intelligence enabled weather forecasting needs to be done.
Poaching is the illegal hunting or capture of animals that are not one's own. It is the fifth largest international crime. It reduces biodiversity. The turnover from their activities is 14.76 billion all over the world per year. According to IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, it is the main reason for decline of animal species, and in addition to it, it can also lead to reduce in international security, leads to corruption of officials, criminal activity. Recently, the African elephant, its population its individual population has reduced from 3.5 billion to 400,000. Tigers reduced to 3,900. The dinosaurs from the past 6 months, 231 was killed, including 185 in the national parks. Now, I want to go to discuss about implementation of drones as a powerful tool against poaching. Anti-poaching drones are specialized unmanned area vehicles equipped with advanced technologies for monitoring and protecting wildlife. Specialized drones for natural protection are less noisy compared to models equipped with internal combustion engines. The unmanned area vehicles have the night vision function and can observe people and animals at night. The stations for such drones typically have a robotic structure that is designed to withstand even acts of vandalism. Specialized models such as microwave drone equipped with artificial intelligence and zoom camera with stabilization. It can record animals and monitor humans. Our drones uses AI to send notifications when people and vehicles are detected. Data is instantly transmitted to the guard post in the real time. Example, the microwave drones are used in the Kaurwa National Park in South Africa, which detected 55 poachers. And next I want to know how these drones works as the powerful tool in the smuggling.
As she described the uses of drones in combating of poaching. Now as well as drones are played a pivotal role in combating of smuggling with the integration of modern technology. Number one, aerial surveillance of border and coastal lines. For example, when you take the neighboring countries, that is India and Pak border, it is a hilly terrain where it is difficult for the border security force as well as military force to continuous monitoring. So we can use these drones for the monitoring. And for if we can check whether is there any illegal activities are happening there. And drones are used in real-time tracking and rapid responses. The drones will quickly track the unhuman activities in the border areas, and it alert the nearby authorities, and it is easy for the authorities to identify what the inhuman activities were occurring there. As well as drones are equipped with infrared and thermal cameras so that it is easy for the law enforcement to identify those smugglers. With the integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning, the drones can be The drones can be in future, the drones maybe in future can identify those activities that are, which are illegally using, and which are using drones for smuggling of drugs or anything, so that, and with the uses of artificial intelligence, the unauthorized drones which are used by the smugglers are also identified the government officials. So there are some case studies now. One of our panel member is going to discuss about those case studies.
Which Indian border is very much prone to smuggling? India shares borders with many countries. Which of India's borders are prone to much of smuggling?
Indo-Bangla
Border smuggling of? Okay, continue.
Drones, also known as unmanned aerial vehicles, are increasing used by law enforcement agencies and border control authorities to combat illegal activities like poaching and smuggling. Here are some general case studies. First one is BSF, Border Security Forces. In 2018, BSF used drones to interrupt a smuggling operations along India and Pakistan border, seizing over 10 kgs of heroin. And the second one is combating take wood smuggling in Nasik. Maharashtra Forest Department has used these drones for surveillance to combat smuggling for take wood in Nasik district. The drones are equipped with advanced features like thermal imaging. And the third one is wildlife conservation. Drones have also been used in wildlife conservation effects in India, including monitoring wildlife population and detecting poaching activities. And the fourth one is Customs Department in Gujarat. In 2019, customs officials in Gujarat used drones to detect and interrupt a smuggling operation, seizing over 50 kgs of gold. And the last one is Tamil Nadu Forest Department uses drones to combat poaching. In 2020, the Tamil Nadu Forest Department used these drones to monitor forest and present poaching, resulting in the arrest of several poachers. These are some examples where drones successfully interrupt smuggling and poaching activities. Thank you.
Now, one of my panel member will share the information about the types of drones used in anti-poaching.
Drones used in anti-poaching include fixed-wing drones for large area surveillance, multi-rated drones for the close-range monitoring, thermal imaging drones for night detections, AI-powered drones for identifying threats, and autonomous drones for continuous patrols. These drones help conservation teams track wildlife, detect illegal activities, and prevent practicing in protected areas.
Drones, with their agility and small in size, seems perfect for search and rescue operations. Drone testing in Panna started 2017, Madhya Pradesh, when a team from NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority, and Wildlife Institute of India conducted drone testing over Panna. In August 2021, Panna Tiger Reserve constituted a drone squad. The drone squad is responsible for conserving, monitoring, and managing wildlife. So far, it has successful in searching, rescuing wildlife, detecting forest fires, protecting and reducing human-animal conflicts, and assisting the field staff in monitoring poaching activities. The forest officials acquired a new night vision drone in its squad in December 2022 to ensure 24-hour vigilance in the sensitive areas of the forest. The squad consists of DJI Phantom drone with sufficient batteries, an operator, assistant, and dedicated vehicle. Kaziranga National Park in the Assam was the first state for protecting endangered one-horned rhinos from getting poached. Due to drone technology, compared to last year, conflicts between people and elephants in the forest have decreased. The Tamil Nadu government has installed 5 drones equipped with thermal detectors and infrared arrays in the forest areas of Nilgiris and Coimbatore for real-time monitoring of animal movements and managing the spread of forest fires. Now, Dirja will share some government initiatives.
Here are some Here are some schemes and government initiatives related to drone for combating illegal activities like poaching and smuggling. Some state level initiatives were Karnataka Forest Department Drone Unit. This initiative is to use drones for forest surveillance and anti-poaching efforts. Tamil Nadu Police Drones Wing. This initiative is to use drones for law enforcement and surveillance. Gujarat Forest Department Drone Based Surveillance. And this initiative, it is for a project initiated to use drones for monitoring activities like customs, for monitor coastal areas and present smuggling. Another initiative is Drone Policy 2021. This policy allows the citizens to own the drones and use them for non-commercial and personal purposes. Thank you.
So, thank you for my fellow panel members for sharing their views. I am going to very quickly run through all the just main points that my panel members have shared. Because after all, as APJ Abdul Kalam once said, to succeed in life and achieve results, you must understand and master three mighty forces: desire, belief, and expectation. By seeing all the facets of any possible topic, we can understand the plus points, the minus points, what we can do, what we can't do, and what we can learn from something that has already been done. So first, my fellows, panel members have told the positives, which can be divided into three-pronged arguments: rapid response and deterrence, which include quick detection, vast area coverage, etc. Secondly, enhanced surveillance, which includes pattern recognition, non-invasive wildlife surveillance, etc. And after that, they touched upon the negatives of drones, which include limited flight time. And this is for average drones that are cheaply available. Sure, sir, there are a lot of drones that are available with longer battery life. But in average, most of the drones with the features that they have, availability, it is common consensus that they last up to 20 to 30 minutes. I might be wrong, but this is what we've considered because of the common information available online. There's also environmental factors, regulatory issues, tech limitations, vulnerability and countermeasures, data security and privacy concerns, as our fellow panel members have discussed, logistical and maintenance challenges, which I'm sure everybody knows. And the rest of my members have also touched upon meaning of poaching, which is basically illegal hunting or capture of animals that are not one's own, and what smuggling might mean, which is illegal transporting of goods, and a lot of statistics, usages, and government initiatives. So this is just basically a very quick run through as to what the panel has discussed. Now I am here because as Rabindranath Tagore once said, you can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. So just merely by discussing something, we cannot decide the possible outcome. So here I am to consider the way forward and conclude this panel. Firstly, before I begin anything, I would like to ask the audience member and the fellow panels, what do you think? I mean, the concept that we've been given as the panel is, can drones help with smuggling and poaching? Do you think this is
countering smuggling and poaching?
Countering smuggling and poaching. Sorry. Can drones be helpful in countering smuggling and poaching? Do you think it's a completely novel concept, or do you think it has already been applied? Give me your opinions. All right. I heard a yes.
Listen.
I heard a yes. I don't know from where, but I heard it. Hopefully, the rest, anybody else who think no, it's completely new. I'm hearing this for the first time, Tejasvi. Is anybody of that opinion? Yeah, nobody is pointing themselves out. All right.
You guys have already come up with a number of case studies along with the years, no? Then how?
I'm also checking if they're actually listening or not.
Yes, continue.
All right. I guess I can't put you guys in the position. So my friend has already given a lot of case studies. Furthering, I'm sure we've all already had environmental classes regarding environment. And in that, we've learned about NTCA, which is National Tiger Conservation Authority, which uses drones for monitoring. As my fellow panel member said, there's coastal surveillance, which the Coastal Guard uses drones to ensure that illegal fishing and such won't happen. There's also forest surveillance in tiger reserves. For example, okay, a wild example, most recently there's been a leopard in Rajahmundry. Everybody knows that. And for that, in order to find out the traces of leopard, the drones have been used. So drones are part and parcel of life already as it is. And they are very helpful in curbing poaching and smuggling. So while we are here, I would like to ask, what are the key reasons for drones in surveillance and poaching? What should we focus on? We are all civil aspirants. We are all learning here. So what should we focus on? What are our future ideals in regards to this topic? Of course, I have the ideas because I'm part of the panel, but I would like for answers from you guys.
Repeat the question.
Any ideas? Even in Telugu.
Repeat the question, madam, once.
Oh, question. So basically, what I'm asking is, are there any core objectives that we can take upon in order to ensure that we curb poaching and smuggling? Assuming we are not going to assume the previous bureaucrats. Right now, we are just going to discuss as to how we can help as a community by with the help of NGOs or just simply by student unions or focus groups. So what are the core objectives that one might take upon when it comes to curbing, using drones to curb illegal poaching and smuggling? Any one idea, guys, please. Even if it's wild, it's fine. Okay, it's taking way too long. In interest of sticking to the time limit, I'm just going to name a few that I came up with. Strengthening law enforcement, because no matter what laws might exist, we don't know if they're actually being enforced. Next, engaging local communities. Common people like you and me are the ones who can actually be more helpful when it comes to poaching and smuggling. Drones are important, yes, but people, they're even more important. We are in a democracy. Next, promoting technological innovation. As one of our fellow panel has raised, the point of Luddites. People who are scared of technology will not be able to accept technology into their lives. So, we have to make technology a commonplace, something desirable instead of something to be hated. And yes, there are a lot of problems associated with drones. Whenever I hear about drones, I come up with two questions. First, what of bees? Will bees be fine? And second question I have, what about noise pollution? They create noise pollution, right? So, at the end of the day, we should ourselves, common people, should be the one who should be interested in promoting technological innovation. Next, raising awareness and advocacy. Conducting public campaigns and lobbying for stronger legal frameworks. And fostering international collaboration, as again, fellow members have considered, learning from international examples is a very good idea. So for this, the targeted audience would be local communities, law enforcement, conservation organizations, government agencies, international bodies, private sector, general public, and donors. And for obviously, we should consider the question of budget allocation. Just because the policies say that the money will be given does not mean that we'll actually get the budget properly allocated. And that is not considering the question of corruption. So for budget allocation, we can use funds that are designed for range. So we should first find a way to collect these funds from people and from the government by getting it, instead of in a policy form, in a more statutory form with proper legal backing. And we can use these funds for ranger training, drone systems, community programs, public awareness, international collaboration, and policy advocacy. And finally, we can have a phased approach to considering integrating drones properly into the public. So first would be assessment, then training, community engagement, technology deployment, and policy advocacy. And this is all, again, it can also be taken in an overarching sense for almost all drone-related problems. But in particular to this, our aim is to hope that at some point, poaching and smuggling won't be as terrible as they are already. Thank you for listening to me, and it's open. We're open for question and answers.
Thank you, madam. So the team is open for questions. Any questions from team A? Sir, audience also will be given a chance to raise questions. If you guys have questions, you can raise.
Can poachers always stay ahead of law enforcement agencies by adopting drone detection and counter surveillance methods?
Can you repeat it?
Repeat the question once.
Can poachers always stay ahead of law enforcement agencies by adopting drone detection and counter surveillance methods?
I believe your question, correct me if I'm wrong, is can we continue the way we are if poachers employ counter surveillance measures? Is that it? Cool. So yes, there's a very good, Thanks a lot for this question. Thank you for the question, because I've actually read a research paper on this. There's a system called PAWS. I believe PAWS is an abbreviation for Protection Assistant for Wildlife Security. This is a paper given by a student like us in University of California, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember quite well. Anyways, so PAWS is based on game theory application. Now, for those who studied economics, behavioral economics in particular, you would know what game theory is. I believe it's in microeconomics. So the concept is, in game theory, a person puts themselves in both the positions as a person themselves and their opponent, and they think of strategies to counter each other. So for example, in this case, as you've mentioned, in the case of poaching, the drones will be equipped with PAWS technology, will consider the type of patrol route that the guard must take, how to randomize the routes enough, but also cover the key areas and habitats of more important wildlife at the same time, and try to predict the type of measures that poachers themselves can take. Like
so counter to counter technology is needed.
Counter to counter technology. By using AI, we can develop this.
Okay.
So
your question was, what if poachers adopt counter drone technology? Her answer is, government should be smart enough to adopt a counter to counter drone technology with artificial intelligence enabling.
There already exists technology too, so that we can adopt.
In the first place, there should be a technology for proper surveillance. India is still taking baby steps towards developing the surveillance technology itself. If the terrorists or the anti-social activists or anti-social elements have successfully developed the counter-surveillance technology, then government should take counter-to-counter surveillance technology. How long is this going to take? Is it going to take decades or what?
In all honesty, fighting against crime and crime fighting back is a story from history. It's something that keeps on going on. It's a saga that keeps on going on. I don't think I can give you a solid answer to end it.
Okay, government should be a step ahead to counter any sorts of malicious activities. We'll summarize that way. Second question, if possible. Second question.
Poaching and smuggling are a threat that can be done by both state and non-state actors. So, what are the multi-pronged strategies to counter their illegal activities from the two types of actors?
Sir, repeat your question, sir. Repeat your question in simple terms. Don't read. It's a question, no? You have to question. You shouldn't read.
Poaching and smuggling are a threat that can be done by both state and non-state actors. So, what are the multi-pronged strategies to counter their illegal activities from the two types of actors, state and non-state actors?
So I'm pretty sure the panel members have already shared some methods and government initiatives and case studies in order to show how state and non-state actors can be curbed. I believe it has been already covered.
First, what sort of poaching or smuggling is promoted by state?
The idea is that crime is not in isolation. Both state and non-state actors are involved in poaching and smuggling. So what is the strategy, or what are the different types of strategies that government can take? Your team has suggested the strategies. Like, in a broken manner, each and every person was taking few examples. We are hoping that you can summarize them, or else you can present a way forward for countering those sort of technologies.
So considering the state actors part, I think that falls under the corruption ambit. We're not going to deal with corruption because it's completely about drones here. And they've all suggested varied. I don't think I can summarize it on the spot. But I can say that drones are very helpful in finding out poachers, because drones, some types of drones use thermal sensors through which they find out fire trails or people who are not authorized, and they're the ones that are walking. And aerial view that drones take on is just various ways that drones function can be used to easily find out smugglers and poachers. Considering the fact that we are still focusing on the drones part, I think that they're just a small tool in the huge mechanism in stopping in poaching and smuggling.
Last question from Team A. Last question.
What about other teams?
Yeah, other teams also have questions, but for Team A, this is the last question. Other panel members also can answer for it.
How can global navigation satellite system contribute to combating poaching and smuggling alongside drone surveillance? If so far, how Indians' own Navy can emerge as a major contributor helping tool for drones?
Your question is wrong, madam. Navigation satellite is for navigation. You mean to say remote sensing or surveillance satellite? Kada? She meant to say it's remote sensing or surveillance satellite. Answer.
All right. So in relation to global navigation satellite system contributing to combating poaching and smuggling, I think it is an answer in itself. Specifically since it's already being added with the help of wildlife fund and others. I'm afraid that we haven't actually researched the point on NAVIC, so we're sorry. We'll possibly contribute the answer for it later.
Question from Team B. Sit down, madam. You will get your question. Sit down first.
What are some success stories of drones being used to combat illegal activities, and how can drones be used in coordinated with traditional law enforcement methods?
They have already given a number of case study examples, sir. Gayatri, no, last person. Gayatri gave a number of examples. You want her to repeat it? Any other question from Team B? Question from Team C to Team D.
In comparing to other anti-poaching and anti-smuggling measures like human surveillance, AI-powered cameras, and satellite surveillances, we already had these all measures. So can drone control these poaching and smuggling, and at what standards they will be there, and how their efficiency will be? We already had human surveillance and AI-powered camera surveillance and satellite surveillance also we had. So even though we are having this, why should we adopt drone technology, and at which standards they will be there?
ఇప్పుడు రిమోట్ ఏరియాస్లోకి హ్యూమన్స్ వెళ్ళలేరు కదా అంత ఈజీగా. అది కాకుండా అక్యురేట్ అండ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ రావడానికి శాటిలైట్స్ కూడా అంత ఈజీగా హెల్ప్ఫుల్ అవ్వదు. సో డ్రోన్స్ వల్ల కాస్ట్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది, యాక్యురేట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వస్తుంది, ఇంకా హ్యూమన్స్ వెళ్ళలేని ప్లేస్కి కూడా డ్రోన్స్ వెళ్ళి ఈజీగా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ తీసుకొస్తుంది. అవి
We developed our indigenous location system called IRNSS, which is even more many times precise than GPS. And మీరు చెప్పిన డ్రోన్ రిజల్యూషన్కి దానికి చాలా సిమిలారిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. వై కాంట్ వి అప్గ్రేడ్ ఇట్ టు నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్? ఇప్పుడు మనం డ్రోన్ తెచ్చాకన్నా ఉన్న ఐఆర్ఎన్ఎస్ఎస్ని డెవలప్ చేస్తే మనం ఇంకా వరల్డ్కి ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేయొచ్చు మనం ఐఆర్ఎన్ఎస్ఎస్. వీ హ్యావ్ అ హ్యూజ్ స్కోప్ ఫర్ ఇట్.
We have GSAT series remote sensing satellites, which are highly technologically advanced.
మనం లొకేషన్ ఇప్పుడు శాటిలైట్స్ చాలా పెద్ద రెజల్యూషన్ శాటిలైట్స్ మనం వాడుతున్నాము రిమోట్ సెన్సింగ్కి, మ్యాపింగ్కి, వీటికి. వాటినే మనం డెవలప్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది. మళ్ళీ నువ్వు ఎక్స్ట్రా డ్రోన్కి అంత స్పెసిఫిక్గా ఇవ్వాల్సినంత ఏముంది అంటే పెద్ద దాదాపు సేమ్ లెవెల్ దాకా తీసుకొచ్చుకున్నాం కదా మనం చాలా వాడి.
కాస్ట్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ తక్కువ కదా డ్రోన్స్ వల్ల.
ఆల్రెడీ
దాంట్లో
ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న
డెవలప్ చేయాలన్నా దానికి మళ్ళీ కాస్ట్ ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది కదా. కాస్ట్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ చూసుకోవచ్చు కదా. డ్రోన్స్ ఇప్పుడు రిమోట్ ఏరియాస్ కూడా కాస్ట్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ రా. ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు చెప్పింది డెవలప్ చేయాలంటే ఇంకా ఎక్కువ కాస్ట్ అవుతుంది కదా, ఎందుకు అవ్వదు?
One second, let me complete na. One after the other. I said you already have a technology. To develop, will you take more cost, or to introduce a new technology, will it cost more? Ledra.
Okay, so basically, correct me if I'm wrong, you're asking why not focus on satellites and why are we focusing instead on drones? Yes, that's why I said condensed. Am I wrong? Is that the question asked? Thank you. So, firstly, satellites and drones are completely different forms of technology. And if we want to go forward in technologically stepping forward, we have to consider all spheres. We can't simply focus only on space travel or only on satellites. Secondly, drones also provide an interestingly different perspective. Satellites, no matter how developed they are they can give an aerial view, sure. But drones, there's a specific type of drone called morphing drone. This drone can change its shape. So consider a huge ravine or a small valley, and there are trees covering it. And around that area, there's a flight accident. Now you're trying to find this flight. Even though you use all possible types of technology in relation to satellites, the most you can get is aerial view, and maybe if the black box of the flight still survives, you can probably get its GPS location. Now consider the possibility that it's damaged. This flight and possible survivors in it will not be found. If we use drones instead, they can comb it from the ground level. They can comb by getting into nooks and corners that can't easily be seen from an aerial view. And as such, they are far more effective. Also, they can, compared to human resources, they can function far more effectively and without being tired, which is why they are being preferred over human resources. So the choice of developing drones is merely a practical situation. And yes, satellites can also be developed along with them so that drones can also get even better.
So can I summarize that if both the technologies work hand in hand, poaching and smuggling can be effectively addressed? Yes? Okay. Any question from team C? Okay. Summarized. You understood, no?
Fine. Since you said poaching and smuggling, let me give you another example. Sir, listen, no?
We had AI surveillance cameras already. We had forest officers. They are even going to remote places also.
Okay, so the thing with AI surveillance cameras, they can't be placed in everywhere. They are usually placed in places where animals visit the most. They are placed where, for example, if you're like trying to track a tiger, the camera is placed where the tiger sighting is most likely to be seen at. But we can't follow the tiger itself. Now consider a drone which can actually follow a tiger instead. And that's it when it comes to drones and smuggling and poaching situations. The drones are far more focused on finding the poachers rather than the animals, while also allowing to silently observe the animal's natural habitat also at the same time.
Okay. Cameras are fixed at a place. Drones are highly mobile. Forest range officers cannot swiftly move, but drones can swiftly move. Any more questions, sir? Yes. 1 minute. Any questions from the audience? Boys, girls, good. Last question to team A.
Almost all the examples that you have cited and all the case studies that you have given are related to the smuggling and poaching activity that is done on the terrestrial surface. For instance, on the forest areas and in biospheres and all those things. But what if the poaching and smuggling is being done in marine grounds or in riverine grounds? For example, Pusa or else gangetic dolphin is a highly endangered and critically endangered species of India. What if that dolphin is being smuggled or that dolphin is being poached? What if it is sea cow, which is, or else dugong, which is a critically endangered species in Gulf of Mannar? What if that is being poached and that is being smuggled? So what are the technologies or what are the application of drone technology in specifically that you can cite with respect to countering this type of smuggling in marine and riverine areas?
Vardhan will answer.
So firstly, to begin with, the second we said drones can be used for poaching and smuggling. We're also considering water smuggling, water animal smuggling, sorry. Simply because drones, at least if we take into consideration AP policy on drone policy, unmanned aerial vehicles, unmanned ground vehicles, and unmanned water vehicles collectively are referred to as drones. So it has already been taken into consideration, and waterproof drones do exist. So I believe sometimes endangered species, they tend to be tagged with GPS so that people can track their movements. I believe I've seen this in Discovery with regards to turtles, if I'm not wrong. So there are methods to ensure this smuggling can be curbed with usage of drones too, simply because drones can also go underwater. And actually, the other day I've been reading up on the possibility of them being used for deep sea searches instead of people, because that would be far more better for conservation of nature. But yes, they are possibly very helpful. I'm sorry, I can't name any exact drone names. I don't have access to them at the moment, but they do exist. And I believe they're already in usage.
As an extension to what you have told, I would like to add few examples, as you have told that there is a shortage of examples. Basically, drones as such, the definition itself does not entail only unmanned aerial vehicles. Drones include unmanned water vehicles as well, unmanned ground vehicles as well, which can be operated for marine and riverine operations. And other technologies that can be used are like spotter drones, which will be used underwater for anti-piracy activities, mostly for anti-piracy activities. For instance, the Indian Navy successfully conducted Operation Sankalp for releasing Somali pirates, for countering Somali pirates in the Indian Ocean region. So those are the examples that I would cite. That's it.
Good. Over. Thank you. We complete the questions. Thank you all of the teams and panel members of all the teams for participation and making this event a success. Okay, we will have a 15 minutes break and we will gather again for the announcement of results, number one, and for making or shooting the shots. Okay.